Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Welcome back to Lira in Law. And thank you very much for joining me for our usual Thursday. I forgot the date today, no? Thursday get together between 7:30 and 8:30 p.m. Ang pangalan ko po, Lira Simon Kabatbat of Douglas Simon Solicitors. I'm a solicitor. I'm a lawyer in London. I have now been qualified 34 years post-qualification experience, which means that if you add the training and also the studies, I am now in law something like 40 years, 4 decades. It's still, I'm still absolutely very passionate about it. They don't make life easy, but in a lot of ways that makes it even more interesting. So ang pag-uusapan po natin ngayon is of course talking about making life interesting, changes to immigration law. There are I can't actually remember a time that in the last few years where there have been more changes in law. It is something that comes about so incredibly regularly. Hindi nga lang maliliit. We're looking at massive changes. So we're going to be talking about some of the changes nga. I mean, alam nyo naman, the government, the Home Office actually said before they're looking to introduce nga some changes. This government certainly is started to set out the possible changes back in May last year, substantially nga, and then more if you like, details to it nga, in November again last year, and of course now it's coming into play. Expect more, but we'll be looking at least some of the changes, especially the changes that I think are particularly relevant to you. So yung pag-uusapan po natin ngayon. So I hope you'll be able to tune in. And kung meron kayong mga kaibigan, mga kamag-anak nga who may be assisted by being kept up to date on changes, then please share our link. Sharing is caring, and on certainly as far as we are concerned, definitely sharing is caring, because it could be that there are things nga na magbabago that they should be made aware of, or you should be made aware of. But nothing beats, kung meron kayong problema nga, nothing beats independent legal advice. So meron kayong problema, do go see a solicitor. You can see a solicitor on a fixed fee interview, and you'll be able to tell them kung anong situation nyo nga. That's immensely better than just relying on general stuff. Saying that, ang dami natin mag-uusapan nga ngayon. Certainly some general, but of course, meron din tayong mga kaibigan na nanonood nga, and they're kindly put forward their requests, their questions nga, and of course we're going to be dealing with those specific scenarios, and they would be anything. It's quite wide ranging. So interesting also is someone who's in the United Kingdom, say with a visit visa, and their flight keeps getting cancelled because of what's going on, of course, in the Middle East. So that's just one of the questions nga. So marami tayong kailangan gawin pag-uusapan nga ngayon. So I hope you'll be able to join me for the duration. Kung meron kayong gusto nyo kong batiin, o kaya meron kayong mga questions, it's not too late. Post it. And I will try my best, of course, to get around to it and actually to unpack it, of course, for you. Now we're going to take a quick break nga lang, tapos balik tayo, and we're going to launch into our massive topic, which is changes to immigration law, today, the 26th of March, 2026. All right, saglit nga lang po. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Lira in Law. I am your host, Lira Simon Kapatbat of Douglas Simon Solicitors. Abogado po ako of 40 years in law, 34 years post-qualification experience. Now, ang topic po natin nga ngayon is changes to immigration law, today, the 26th of March, 2026. You may ask me, why am I saying the date again? The reason is partly because some of the changes nga actually are taking place today. They're coming to effect today, the 26th of March, 2026. So without further ado, tignan nga natin. This is a big one, or this is a popular one, no? Settlement and English language. Actually, I was advising some clients this week. Sabi ko, tinanong nila sa akin, is that likely to change? You know, they've already undertaken the B1, which is the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, CEFR, no? International standard, yung B1 ang ginawa na nga nila. Do they need to change it? Do they need to do a higher level, which is the next one is B2? Sabi ko sa kanila, I'm not exactly sure yet when the change is going to come into play. I am now, no? So the Home Office is increasing the English language proficiency required for settlement. So magpapasok kayo indefinite leave to remain, beware, there will be changes to the English language. Alam nyo naman, the Life in the UK test is still applicable. So dalawang kailangan nyo. Pagka magpapasok kayo indefinite leave to remain, most applicants will need to show that they passed the Life in the UK, no, which is quite a difficult, well, challenging, no, test, Life in the UK test nga, and then there's also the B1 at the moment, tawag nga B1 level of English. It's quite, it's not quite as difficult as others, but certainly far more difficult than A1 or an A2 level, which is what you would need for a spouse application. So sabihin natin, nandito nga kayo, no, as a spouse visa. Kumuha kayo ng A1 nung pumasok nga kayo dito, nag-extend kayo ng visa, and either you submitted an A1 or an A2 test, no? English language nga, you've now completed or nearly completed nga 5 years leave to remain as a spouse. And one of our viewers nga, that's actually one of her questions to do with family applications, no? So what additional tests do you need? So at the moment, B1 po ang kailangan nyo. That's the level. But they're going to be changing that. Now, a lot of the rules are coming into effect, as I say, today, the 26th of March. And the transitional provisions come into play now. But for example, under the Appendix FM for spouses, the change, so the fact that it's going to go up from B1 to B2 will be effective from the 26th of March, 2027. So exactly 1 year from today. Okay, so it's not today. I mean, actually, frankly, when I was looking into this, I was quite shocked because I actually thought it's the 26th of March, like today, no? But no, it's 1 year from today. So from if you're making an application for indefinite leave to remain and you need to be able to satisfy the English language requirement, which is at the moment B1, from the 26th of March, 2027, and onwards, kailangan nyo ng pakita is B2. Now, some of my clients actually, especially those who I think would be more than capable of doing B2. B2 is not easy. I actually say to them, look, just do the B2. Because it may be that it changes. So for those who've already done B2, then hindi nga problema sa kanila. But of course, beware that there's a 2-year usually expiry date of those tests. No, so from March 2027, you'll find that across board B2 nang kailangan nila. Some applications na nga ngayon actually now require B2 as opposed to B1. So especially those who that are work related. But if your spouse, for example, nga you're making an application for indefinite leave to remain, the change from B1 to B2 will take effect from the 26th of March, 2027. So applications after that, okay? Now, further change, again, coming into play today, the 26th of March, children who have been part of the domestic violence, no? So alam niyo naman na there's the domestic violence route. So kung nandito nga kayo, say as a spouse, no? And you normally would just get an extension nga lang, but unfortunately you've been subjected to domestic violence, either physically or mentally or both, no? Then you know, if you're the applicant nga, kung ikaw ang asawa, for example, ikaw ang partner nga, that you don't need to, under this route, to do the Life in the UK test, or indeed the B1, or next year nga B2. No. Now, in the past, if for children who are under that route, who then reached 18, so kung dumating sila dito as dependents, and then they in the meantime became 18, in the past, they would still need to do the Life in the UK and B1. But from today, the 26th of March, they also no longer need to meet the English requirement or Life in the UK requirement. So they would have the same exemption, no, as their parent who's been subjected to domestic violence, which is good, because in the past that's been a difficulty. So they put the children also, the adult children, in line with the parent, which is a good thing. Further change is to do with employment nga. Now, if you're an employer, then this is something certainly to pay attention to. No, pay periods for sponsored workers. Yeah. Now, where a certificate of sponsorship, a cost, no, normally it's called, is allocated before, no, the 8th of April. So ito, it's next month nga, soon. Okay? Allocated before the 8th of April 2026, it will be decided under immigration. It will be the old rules will still apply. No? But for those who've been allocated a cost on or after the 8th of April 2026, which is what, 2-3 weeks time, no? Okay. Then there's a new requirement as regards nga calculation ng pagbayad. The reason why this was introduced is they want to ensure, you know, that the employers who are not following the proper rules in payment of staff, of sponsored workers are subject to more conditions. No, so from those people who are given a cost on or after the 8th of April, in 2-3 weeks time they can be, the employer can be, the pay can be measured in 12-week intervals. So basically, gusto nang malaman na you're not getting paid so low, no, until say the last, on the 11th month of a 1 year. So they want to be able to go to look and assess if someone is actually getting paid properly, and they're looking at it in a 3-month level. So kung iba-ibang sweldo nyo, they want to see, okay, in 3 months time, are you getting actually, so 3 months is obviously a quarter, no? A quarter of your pay already. So that's their way of keeping tabs on the employer. Okay, so beware if you're an employer, and certainly beware if you are a worker. Now, speaking of workers, seasonal workers, so in agriculture, for example, no, papalitan nila yung the date for calculating the period of time spent in the UK. So we will now be the date listed on the certificate of sponsorship, not the date of the application. It may not make much of a difference to some, but usually you get the cost first, no, the certificate of sponsorship, and then you make the application. Kung mabibigyan nga kayong cost, then do not delay the application. Otherwise, malulugi kayo. So so at the moment, the date of the application is the starting date when you're calculating the period of time that you can stay in the United Kingdom as a seasonal worker. But from the 8th of April 2026, iba na yon. It will start, the starting point will be the date of the cost, the certificate of sponsorship. So beware. So you may lose a few weeks if you delay it. Youth Mobility Scheme, that now from the 8th of April, the quota for the relevant country involved who can benefit under the Youth Mobility Scheme has changed a little bit with some have gone up. So for example, no, Canada 10,000 places, Hong Kong 1,000 places, India 3,000 places, Japan 6,000 places, so Republic of Korea 5,000 places. So some have gone up a bit, like India. Others have much the same. So that starts from the 8th of April ulit. Okay? Now, work and study routes. No? Kung papasok nga kayo dito, gusto niyo mag-aral o kaya gusto niyo magtrabaho, there is a ban on certain nationalities, not Filipinos, no, entering as a student or skilled worker. And I'll take you through the countries that have been banned, no. So you are no longer so nationals of 4 countries are no longer permitted to apply for entry clearance visa as a student, and they are Afghanistan, Cameroon, Myanmar, and Sudan. Okay. So yun ang una. Now, additionally, nationals of Afghanistan are no longer able to apply for entry clearance as skilled workers. Okay. Now, that also came into effect today, the 26th of March. Okay. Now, just some caveats there, no. So, kung nandito na kayo and you are nationals of those countries, it doesn't affect you because you're already in the United Kingdom. It affects people who are making applications after today. So, if you were thinking of coming into the United Kingdom, making an application tomorrow being the 27th of March, and you are from Afghanistan, either to work or indeed study, then I'm afraid you're caught out by this ban. No? So from the 26th of March 2026, which is today, then they will say you can't because you're already banned. Now, if you made an application before, so if you made an application yesterday, then you come under the old law. But as I say, unfortunately, subsequent to that, hindi na pwede. Now, it's likely to be a temporary measure, at least we hope so, no? They've already said that they're going to review it, but at the moment, yun po ang batas. So if you're coming from, if you're a national of Afghanistan, Cameroon, Myanmar, and Sudan, then, and you're making an application to enter the UK as a student, from tomorrow, being the 26th of March, then I'm afraid you have a problem in that you're banned at the moment. Yeah. Afghanistan also has people from Afghanistan has the added problem that they can't also you will not be granted a visa from tomorrow as a skilled worker. Now, different if you are, but therefore main applicants. So if you're dependents, sabihin natin, you meron ka asawa doon, meron ka asawa, papasok ka nga dito, pero ibang lahi nila. So let's say the let's say the Filipino, no, and you're dependent. That's fine. It's to do with main applicants, and that also comes into play today, the 26th of March. No, now also as I think I said yesterday, and we also published some information about this. Home office fees are going up. No, on one occasion going down. So from the 8th of April 2026, in 2-3 weeks time, most fees are going up, apart from the British citizenship registration for children, which is going down to £1,000, no, which is it's a nice surprise. But that's the only one actually that's going down. But otherwise, it is they're all pretty much going up. Check out our Facebook, no. Dahil doon nilagay namin kung the most like popular changes nga, that the fee changes are much more than that, but that's therein what we publicize are the more popular routes, no? And they're all pretty much going up. So kung magpapasok nga kayo ng application and you're thinking, well, maybe you have a choice and you're thinking of an application, submitting an application mid-April, check it out, no? Because it could be that your type of application is one of the ones that's caught by the increase, in which case you might as well make an application now if you can, and you save yourself some money. Okay, and with one fee, it's nearly £200. So if you're a family of 5, you know, if it's £200, ang tataas nga nila, you save yourself £1,000 if you make an application before the 8th of April. No? So check it out, yung Facebook nga namin, no? Now, so lots of changes po. And that's just once I've chosen for tonight. No, there are many more changes like this, and many more kind of, if you like, more complex, more challenging changes, especially to do with criminality suitability. Ang tawag nga ngayon is part suitability. But for that, we would have to be doing this for at least 3 hours. So I thought I'd choose the ones that I know maybe affect my clients, and hopefully it's of some assistance to you. Now, I hope that that's of interest to you, and I hope it helps. Sharing is caring, so do please share. Now, I hope that there are some people saying hello nga, no? Batian section nga natin. And of course, I haven't forgotten, and certainly you please continue tuning in, because we will have some questions to do nga with visitors visas and many other things. Quite substantial questions also. But in the meantime, let me just see if the people saying hello. I hope so. No, alam niyo naman, this is my favorite section. Oh, by the way, meron ko kliyente kanina. Hindi ko sasabihin pangalan niya, baka mahiya siya, no? He left me some lovely, lovely cake. Salamat po. You know who you are. Now, let me just see if I can find my my notes as to mga bumabati sa atin, no? Let me have a look. Oh, Egay, of course, Egay, the great guy from London. Sabi niya, happy Thursday. Sabi niya, happy Thursday to Attorney Lira and to the viewers. I worked in Canary Wharf today. Oh, for you, Egay. A blessed Palm Sunday to all. Yeah, of course, yeah. British time will change on Sunday. Yes, don't forget that. British time will change on Sunday. It's because we're springing forward, no? Good news, sabi niya, no, Attorney Lira, I'm ambassador of Tap Send remittance app. Use Egay the Guy, okay? Kailangan yung gamitin as promo code for first-time users. Looking forward to lots of learning again, and to Attorney Lira's lovely voice, Egay the great guy. Salamat, Egay. No? Egay is great, no? He's just he goes on holiday, nanonood pa rin siya. He's on the tube, nanonood pa rin siya sa atin, no? He's looking after Justin, his lovely boy. Is still watching us. So salamat po. Oh, Miss Rafael. Miss Rafael, of course, hails from the iconic place of Wimbledon, no, in London. One of the most famous places nga in London, where tennis happens. Sabi po niya, hello, Attorney Lira. Good evening and happy cold Thursday, everyone. Yeah, I mean, she's feeling good because she's sending us her message in caps. Tama ka, no? I mean, it's not that I'm complaining necessarily, because but it has been cold. It was really warm it was last week, last week, and then it got cold again. Speaking of warm, warm greetings from David, David Calixto II. Good morning, Attorney. Speaking of warm, he's binabati tayo from the Philippines. Good morning. Madaling araw sa atin nga ngayon. I hope you're okay, David? Dahil nga, I'm aware, because I try and keep up to date now with news in the Philippines, that a lot of hardships, because of what's going on in the Middle East, and that there are lots of people nga scared. So hopefully you're well, and it's my regards to all the mga kaibigan natin na Pilipinas. I know that we do have viewers who very kindly keep in touch with us. Do keep in touch, keep us informed. I hope you're well. It's it's a difficult time. Lilibeth Francisco, hello, Attorney, sabi niya, watching live this time. Oh, I only catch up on the replays usually. Baby's now asleep. Oh wow, baby's asleep. No, kamusta ka? Kamusta? I'm so pleased you're watching, and I hope your baby sleeps through the night. No, baby says actually that's a great time for your baby to be asleep because normally ang aga nilang natutulog. So ibig sabihin, madaling araw gising na sila. So 8 o'clock, it's a good time for the baby to be asleep. Are you well? Are you well, madam? I hope you are. No, now. Kadara Kusum, many thanks for sharing. No, yeah, no, do. I'm happy to share. Happy to point you hopefully nga in the right direction nga. So kung meron kayong mga questions, meron kayong hindi lang tanong, gusto niyo bumati nga or for next week, no? Because you never know, you may become nga, no, you may become the star question. Usually we have a star question, but today because of the yung topic nga natin, changes to immigration law, new changes to immigration law, I didn't pick a star question, but we're back to the usual nga next week. So sabi ni Kadara, yeah, no, thank you very much for not just sharing but actually watching. No, it's always a pleasure to be with you. Now let me just see if there's some more greeters. No, I mean otherwise we will. Miss Jones, we love Miss Jones. No, a cold Thursday evening to Attorney Lira and everybody watching. I know. Yeah, tama ka, Miss Jones. Another lots to learn tonight from our lovely solicitor. So keep watching. Oh, salamat, Miss Jones. She is lovely, Marilyn Jones. I have known decades, no? Diba? Decades, at least 20 years. 20 years? We've known you. At least 10. No? At least 10. Oh, Ronalie Saraspe. Okay. Good evening po, sabi niya, Attorney Lira, at lahat ng mga viewers tonight. God bless po. That's so kind of you to tune in. I hope you're well, and my regards to the family. No, I hope that you'll be able to enjoy the coming weekend. Lorna, oh, Miss Diesta, Lorna Diesta. Yes, it's cold. Just came back from work. Good evening, Attorney Lira, sabi niya. And to all your viewers, God bless. Take care. Ikaw din, Miss Diesta, no? Ingat nga kayo because suddenly, ang lamig uli, no? Ako nga, meron akong konting sipon. Ewan ko sa inyo. It comes to you when it's a bit, comes to me when it's a bit cold. May Tigbaw Vargas, no? Hello and good evening, sabi niya, Attorney Lira. And to all the viewers, happy Thursday, watching from Exeter in Devon nga. Oh, May. I hope you're well. I like this picture. Nakikita niyo, if you, maliit nga lang, but it's, you can see you have your coat on. I can see you have your coat on and you have a hat on. Winter gear. Tama ka. And it's spring, diba? I think it's spring already. Ange Cordero. Hello po. Good evening, sabi niya. Good evening, Attorney. Good evening po. How are you? Kumain ka na? Kumain na kayo? Actually, hindi pa ako kumakain. So I'm particularly grateful to my client who brought me cakes. Mariam Galicia Paner. Oh, I love this picture, no? Hello po, Attorney, sabi niya. At sa lahat, happy Thursday po. Happy Thursday, madam. Are you well? I hope you are inside. Napakalamig. Now, thank you very much for all the greetings and na sumusubaybay nga kayo. So I'm touched and truly I'm grateful. Now, I'm also grateful for those who have posted nga their questions. So without further ado, tingnan nga natin mga questions natin. Okay, ito. So, gusto ko lang po sanang magtanong kung saan ako makakahingi ng tulong. Dito po ako sa UK for almost 8 years. Ang visa ko po is family route visa. Konektado yung British fiancé ko. Pa-process na po ng ILR, indefinite leave to remain, ibig niya sabihin, no? Settlement nga this year. Kaso, hindi na kami nagkakaintindihan ng British na partner ko, na kinakasama ko, at pinapaalis na po ako dito sa bahay. No? Gusto ko lang po sanang humingi ng advice para hindi ako mapauwi sa Pinas. Para makita ko palagi ang anak ko. Anong visa po kaya pwede sa akin? Anong step need kong gawin? Okay. Now, unang-una, so family route. So let's just unpack it a little bit, no? So sigurong nangyari, wala ka sigurong visa dati o may problema because you were given a visa under the 10-year route. Usually, ibig sabihin, may background ka, no? So that was given some 8 years ago, family route nga. So I'm assuming na hindi nga lang yung partner mong nandito, but meron pa kayong anak na sabi mo, gusto mong siguraduhin na lagi kang makita mong anak mo nga dito. Now, so that's probably most of the time yun ang rason why people get family route under 10 years rather than the 5 years, say, partner route, no, or parent route. Yun. Now, you have actually two options, okay? There's, of course, the 10-year family route. Now, kahit na sabihin natin nagkahiwalay kayo, no? Hindi naman ibig sabihin tapos na ang family life mo dahil meron kang anak nga dito. So you can still make an application nga for indefinite leave to remain based on your relationship with your child. Kahit nga hindi ka suportahan ng partner mo, ng asawa mo, or fiancé mo nga dito. So that's one possibility. So when you are coming up to the 10 years nga, you can still make an application under the 10-year family route kahit wala na nga kayo. Kailangan mo nga lang sabihin din yun sa application, no? Huwag mong itatago because otherwise that's deception. So kailangan mo lang sabihin, wala na nga kayo, but of course you are still looking after or living with your child, no? Now, the second possibility is sabihin natin dire-diretso ka and then 10 years na nga, you can then make an application for indefinite leave to remain under the family partner route. But another option, at least at the moment, unless they change this and they're looking to change it, no, yung home office nga, there's something called private life route, the long residence route under the private life. So yung kailangan mo pakita na 10 taong ka nga dito, dire-diretso. Doesn't mean you can't have gone on holiday. Of course you could go on holiday, but nothing, no massive absences from the United Kingdom. So kung mapapakita mo, 10 taong ka na nga dito under the long residence private route, at least at the moment, then that's also a possibility under the 10-year route. Now, under the 10-year route, so sabihin natin, kung dumating ang tao sabihin natin as a under work visa, tapos pinalitan niya to under the spouse visa, tapos pinalitan niya under, I don't know, a student visa, for example. If altogether, no, there are no gaps between the visas nga, pero 10 taong ka na dito, then you can make also, in that case, use of the long residence route under the private life route. But beware, as I say, this is one of the routes that they've already said likely to change nga sometime soon. At the moment, my readings seem to indicate that it may change in the autumn. So if you can make an application, you're looking to rely under the long residence route and make use of probably good idea to make use of it now. So meron ka pa rin posibilidad because you can make an application, as I say, under the family route, kahit wala na nga kayo, kung nandito pa rin ang anak mo. So hopefully don't stress too much. Actually, just by way of an additional thing. Now, kung inaapi ka niya, no, then don't also forget the possibility of the domestic violence route, no, kung yun ang sitwasyon mo. Good luck. Let me know, ha? Lagi ko sinasabi, I'm happy, of course, to receive your questions, but no one ever updates me kung ano nang nangyari, no? So please do update me because truly it's like reading a book and then never knowing what happened next. So do email me kung ano nangyari, yeah? Okay. Good luck. I'm sorry that you have this problem. It's not unusual, unfortunately, but hopefully you'll be able to sort it out. Now, next viewer natin, tanong niya, I applied for ILR. ILR stands for indefinite leave to remain and had biometrics last March 18. Okay, so a couple weeks ago. I totally forgot about my driving penalty last February and did not disclose during the application. Well, it's easy to forget those things, no? Can still be amended. Yes, in that, so you've done your biometric already. So you've already submitted that, of course, the documents in support. Now, but you are required and you must explain this nga to the Home Office. Ang payo ko, explain it. For in-country applications where there have been not, say, substantial errors, and in your case, you simply forgot to include it, no? There's actually a link that you can go to. Ang gagawin ko ito, if you send me your email, no, under the Lira-in-Law email, so padala mo sa akin, if you haven't sent it already, ang gagawin ko, I will send you the link, okay, for in-country applications, and try that. So it's actually linked that takes you through to the Home Office. But absolutely, tama ka, you need to disclose it. Because if you fail to disclose it, I mean, it's not so serious, the offense, that it would cause you a problem. But the more of a problem is the non-disclosure. Okay, so tama ka, you must disclose it. So send me your email, I'll send you the link. Okay, so that it's not so much amending it, but you're saying you forgot and ito, no, and make a full disclosure. Now, we have another question. So sabi niya dito, I'm married to a British citizen, okay? And I'm currently here in the UK on a tourist visa. My flight is scheduled on the 29th of March with a layover in Doha going to Manila. And my visa will expire on the 31st of March. Ooh, okay. If my flight gets canceled again, oh, okay, so it's been canceled a few times, it seems. What should I do? I'm worried that I might overstay. Is it possible to apply for tourist visa extension here in the UK while waiting for my flight? This is a great question. The reason being, it's given everything else that's going on in the world, particularly the Middle East. It is actually a common problem. So I'm so pleased you asked the question. Yes, absolutely apply for an extension. So just to take you through the brief facts. So matatapos ang visa niya at 31st of March. Ano tayo ngayon? 26th of March na tayo, no? If the flight gets canceled again, which I wouldn't be surprised if it is, then what would happen? No, does she just simply leave it? No, tama ka. You need to apply for an extension. No? Now, again, kung gusto mo, email me your email. Papadala ko sa iyo yung link where the Home Office link where you can make an application. So the general rule is you may be able to extend your stay as long as the total time you've spent in the United Kingdom is not more than 6 months. No? So kung dumating ka dito, I don't know, 2 months ago or 3 months ago, and you now need to make an application, you wish to now make an application to extend, not least because of the problems nga, and provided you meet the eligibility requirements, by that they mean, no, pwede mo supportan sarili mo dito, meron kang titiran, all of those, and there's a fee of 1,100. Okay, you can make an application, no? So for example, as I say, 3 months ka dito, you can apply for another 3 months. So normally, no more than 6 months ang bibigay nga nila dito. Now, let's say 6 months ka na, and you just keep getting canceled nga, no? 6 months ka dito, and your stay is going to be canceled. Still make the application, okay? Because by the time they deal with the application, it could be that things have changed also. No? But absolutely, huwag mo pabayaan ang status mo, because once your visa has expired, then that may cause your problem coming back. No? But yeah, no, absolutely, it's monitor it, and I hope that you can claim back from your insurance nga your flight ticket. Yeah, it's a problem that is extremely common at the moment. So yun. So if you send me your email, ang gagawin ko, I'll send you the link where you need to make the application. Okay, happy to assist if I can. Now, I don't know if we have any other greeters. If not, yeah, okay. So I hope that our topic was of help now to you, and I hope that you enjoyed it. I certainly did. No? Kung meron kayong mga questions for that you want me to deal with, happy of course to do to help along, to unpack your concerns nga. If you just email it to us, by next Wednesday, and I'll try and deal with it, of course, no, for next Thursday nga. And of course, it could be that your question becomes star question for next week. I hope so, no? But otherwise, just leaves me really to say, no, thank you again po. Thank you for keeping me company, for following, and especially nga kung those of you who are abroad, especially nga Pinas, alam ko madaling araw sa ating ngayon, and some people are certainly worried, and my regards to all of you, and I hope you're doing okay. And I hope that things get better nga, no? But otherwise, thank you again po for keeping me company, and salamat din to all the Facebook groups that allow us to post our contents on their pages nga. Much appreciated po, no? Absolutely. I will always try and keep you up to date as regards changes, and keep tuning in. So because the changes are going to be well, what can I say? A lot, in the next next 12 months. So keep tuning in, and sharing is caring. So do please share our contents. Now, otherwise, just leaves me really to say my final thanks, and I hope to see you again next week. Same time, same place at Lira and Law. Salamat po. Good night.